Well, you can probably tell from the background that Jim and Marge are not home. We're actually at the Ho-Hum RV Park in
scenic Carabelle, Florida.
So we're going to do
what do they call it? The Forgotten...
I think it's the Forgotten Coast. Yeah. So we're going to do a campground review. Stay tuned. All right, so we're back. So like we said, we're at Ho-Hum RV Park up here in Carabelle, Florida. The Panhandle-ish, right? I think they call it the Forgotten Coast, well north of where we're from, probably about, well, 4 hours if you drive normal.
4-ish.
Yeah, 7 hours if you travel the way we do, stopping at Dunkin' Donuts and
often
getting our coffee. So we've been to this park once prior, probably 4 or 5 years ago. Our timeline escapes us, but we had another motorhome at the point, our Georgetown, that we had gotten. So this will be the second time that we've been here, and not a letdown.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Nothing, no frills. It's not a resort. Just a nice, quiet place, literally right on the Gulf. Different tiers as far as you can be facing the Gulf. We're in the second tier, so we're behind all the rigs that are right on the Gulf, but you can still see it from our windows, which is nice.
Yeah, so behind us would be parked, I don't know, I think there's maybe 14 or 15, maybe even 20 spots, and their front windshield would actually be facing the Gulf of Mexico. And on to the right side of their RV or their rig would be their picnic table, which is provided, and then whatever the chairs or amenities that you bring. But just like Margie said, and their brochure says it, this is a ho-hum campground, pun intended. It's the name of the campground, but it's just kind of lazy and, you know, hanging out and meeting our neighbors, which we had an opportunity to meet, and you may talk with them a little bit later. Dave and Sue down from Connecticut, former postmaster for the United States Post Office, so thank you.
Or delivering.
Or delivering in general, right? And then a couple of other folks that you'll meet a little bit later on. Stephen, Christopher, Catherine?
Caroline,
and Teresa. We think. We wrote it down. We'll let you know.
We met a lot of people, and we try to remember their names. We actually
wrote them down. So you'll see coming into a view above us are some drone footage.
Oh, don't forget
for you naysayers. Yeah. No, I did not crash this drone. I've been doing quite well with this DJI. Better than I thought.
I think it's a better drone. I think it's really easier to fly. You don't have as
not
many
a better pilot
problems with it.
No, but it's certainly a better drone. So this campground overall, easy access. There are some tag axle 45 footers in here that are towing some stuff. One pulled in this morning to take one of these Gulf view sites. The roads are a little tight, right?
A little bit,
I would
yeah,
say.
especially if you're Class A, I would say.
Yeah, especially if you're towing something, right? Now, there is an overflow parking area that most of these folks have taken advantage of, and that's pretty much a little bit east of the park. It's on the property, but it's at the east end of the park. And we've seen a lot of people drop their towed there or their trailer and then get hooked up and then go and retrieve that. Certainly within walking distance. I mean, there are only 5 or 6 rows of trailers parking, but you know, like I said, everything is within walking distance, including the office. So with regards to the office, not a lot of amenities there.
No, there's some necessities, toilet paper. There's even like some plugs, like if you have to use a 50 to a 30 or something like that. There's a couple of those there. Nothing.
Dora beverages,
No
right?
Yeah, there is a cooler, a very small cooler with single, like sodas and so on. But there isn't anything that's perishable, like milk or anything like that.
Any adult beverages?
No, I didn't see any. I would have noticed.
Okay.
A lot of T-shirts. They sell T-shirts, tanks. I think they might have sweatshirts.
Yeah, and we realized, speaking
Really
with the
cute,
management
with
and
ho-hum
the work campers that were here yesterday, shout out to Tim and his wife, whose name we did not get. But Ho Hum is actually a family of campgrounds. So they have 3 or 4 in Texas. They have one in Missouri.
Missouri or Montana? What's
Could
MO?
be. I think that's Missouri. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we'll have to ask Sue, our postmaster. And then maybe one up in Arkansas, but it's on their website. If you click resorts and then the drop down window, select family campgrounds or sister campgrounds.
Yep, sister.
You'll see it. So very easy trip getting up here. And again, you're seeing some of the footage above of what the campground looks like. Beautiful sunrise and sunsets. Really, really cool. Very pet friendly. Right?
Oh my God,
and
tons of dogs here.
Yeah,
And
you're going to
cats.
see these pictures coming
Cats.
into play. So Dave and Sue from Connecticut that we were just talking about, our neighbors, they adopted a kitten named Cutie about a month and a half or
Cutie.
2 months ago.
Yeah, she's calico.
Yep, and you'll see
Very,
her picture
very
right now.
adorable.
And she's a traveler, right? This is her first trip, so shout out to Cutie, for making that trip and becoming part of the RV family and community. So arrival, not too bad. Entrance, not too bad. How about check-in?
Check-in, easy. They just give you, they give you a map, and then tell you where your site is. And I don't know, I can't tell. So the sites here are the ones that are right on the Gulf. And then there's, like you said, there's like 5 rows, like 50 some.
Yeah, I
RV
think there's like
spots.
51 or 52 sites, and they were pretty good at telling us how to take some rights and left, which Marge apparently misread. So we took some lefts and rights and wound up in the exact same spot. But that's what we do, right? We're living the dream, and we don't make it look. We certainly don't make anything look easy. Everything is difficult. So check-in was pretty good, like I said. The sites are a little close together.
Yeah, a little close.
But again,
I mean, it's pretty cheap though. Even it doesn't. They list summer and winter rates, but they're the same. So depending on what your site is, it's anywhere from, I think it was $33 to $54 a night, and that's summer or winter. They also listed, I don't remember the exact amounts, but they listed weekly. You could do weekly stays as well, which obviously comes out to be a little bit cheaper than if you stay
And
for a whole
we
week.
enjoy folks that treat you nice. And this campground, again, shout out, thumbs up to the staff and how respectful and nice they are. We had to alter this trip a couple of times with regards to the dates, and they were extremely helpful with helping us out with doing that. They do have 24-hour accessible bathrooms, and you'll see these videos coming into play above right now. So the men's room, there is a ramp and a little bit of an elevation into the shower stall and then into the actual shower, obviously stepping over into that. But hot water, great pressure, no issues at all. And the bathrooms were literally immaculate. You can probably see that, and you're seeing the laundry room coming in, which is also 24-hour accessible. And then the ladies' room, and yes, I did knock, right? I'm not a voyeur, and announced myself. I did that when I was a corrections officer. Male on the tier. But anyway, there was no one in there, or at least they were hiding from my camera. And I hope there was no one in there now that I just said that. So not too bad at all. You can get firewood here, and there is something about a rental fire pit.
I thought I saw something at the office that you can rent a fire pit.
Yeah,
Because they
pretty
don't,
cool.
there's none here. We've only seen one person that's had a fire.
Yeah.
But it hasn't really been
Outside
that.
of his
yeah,
RV.
it hasn't been
the
that
RV.
cool here. It's been pretty comfortable.
Yep. So it's 50 amp, no drop in power. The voltage is good. The surge protector's reading well. As far as the water pressure for the city water, doable.
I mean, it's all right.
It's all right. All right. So for those of you who need that super pressure fire hose, maybe use their
Shower,
facilities,
yep.
or just don't whine about
And they
it.
have sewer here too. It's
They
not
do have
just-
sewer,
yeah,
correct,
Not just
yeah.
power. They do have sewer.
So sitting directly behind us is the Gulf of Mexico, like we said earlier, and they have a 250-foot pier that you can fish from. There's some chairs out there, so you can sit out there. You'll see some pictures coming into view
Yeah,
again
you
up here.
don't need they hold the license for fishing off the pier, so you don't have to have a license to fish off their pier.
Right. And I think it's suggested not to catch the sharks.
Correct.
Yeah, because of safety.
And they have,
size of the
I
fishing
think
pole.
as Jim took a picture of, like the different fish, the limits on how many you can catch, how big they have to be. It has a little scale on it that shows the, in inches, shows the size and so on. I thought I saw a few dolphins out there yesterday.
She was
Either that
also,
or they were sharks.
She was also several glasses into the wine.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, not at that point.
That was in the afternoon.
The wine was in the afternoon?
No, the
Dolphins were in the
Dolphins were in
afternoon.
the
Okay.
yeah, and they do mention that in their brochure that there's you could see dolphins. So, but I mean, they were at the end of the pier, which again is 250 feet. So
Yeah, so we're guessing probably at that 250 feet out at the end of the pier, there's a couple of lobster or crab or something.
yeah, we're not sure, some kind of cage with a rope attached.
Yeah,
So
but
we'll
we're
see there.
getting
Probably
at is
crab.
it doesn't look that deep at all
No,
as
it
you
looks
go
like it's
out.
about maybe 4 or 5 feet at the very end of the pier.
Now there is a couple of flat spots, maybe beaches if you want to call them that, where you can launch your kayak or maybe a small boat. There's a gentleman a couple of rows over from us that actually has his boat where he's launching it. We don't know. We opted not to bring any of that because it was our first test with all 10 of the fur babies in here, and they have done
Remarkable.
amazing.
Yeah, the first night was anarchy.
Yeah, first night was Zoomy.
They
Zoomy
were
Central.
into everything, and all night. I think we slept from 4 to 5 maybe.
Minutes.
4 a.m. 5. Last night they were great. They didn't get into anything. They all slept. So hopefully they're done exploring. They know what this is, and they'll remember it the next time, so that we're not up until 4 a.m. again.
Yeah, hopefully not. So as far as the campground, like I said, overall we're giving this a huge thumbs up. We love what they do here. But it really depends on how you RV, right? If you're that glamper, Margaritaville place, that's awesome as well. We've done that a couple of times and we enjoyed it. A lot of the times we don't really take advantage of the resort amenities like the jacuzzis and the pools and stuff like that. But we enjoy this. It's certainly a quick getaway for us, or a layover point. A couple of folks that took these Gulf sites behind us were here for one day and then they were off either west or north. So really cool to explore the coast on your way to Panama City Beach, etc. So again, anything else as far as like the Wi-Fi and things like that? I know a lot of folks concern themselves with that. Wi-Fi has been fantastic.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues at all. I don't think we didn't use our boost.
We did not use
Yeah, we didn't have
the
to use
personal
the boost.
Wi-Fi at all. Their Wi-Fi is excellent. I counted probably at least 10 or 15 maybe Wi-Fi boosters, or I'm not a tech guy, so they're things in the ground that look like they
Oh yeah.
push the signal out or whatever. But even out on that pier, we're on their Wi-Fi and having no issues doing any of our work.
Now we don't use it, but they also have free cable.
They do, and there's about 100 cable channels. If you're going to do over-the-air channels, you better get used to PBS and some Cartoon Channel, which Marge and I did watch last night for about a half hour.
Baby Shark.
Yeah, right before Walker, Texas Ranger and Star Trek came on, so you can tell how bad that is. Only primarily because I'm too lazy to hook up the cable wire. But some of the folks that we did chat with said that the cable was working quite well. We don't really come up here to watch the TV at all, so it worked out okay for us. So cable, excellent. Wi-Fi, excellent. Two excellents there. Facilities are fantastic. Overall, the view, you cannot get a better view. I mean, aesthetically, it is amazing, right?
Very nice,
And a
yeah.
couple of seagulls out there, or birds.
Pelicans.
Yeah, and you saw probably earlier the folk that brought their cockatoos with them, which were kind of funny. They were on the swings, rocking back and forth and having a good time. So, Ho Hum Campground, US 98 in Carabelle, Florida. They do have a website available to them. I know they're on RV Parky as well, the free app. But we have nothing bad to say about them. Leave us a comment below and let us know what your thoughts are if you have been here or some other campgrounds that we can explore.
Photobomb.
Yeah, Bella's jumping into the bomb here. And we'll do a couple other videos between now and when we head out to Savannah in February. Until then,
Keep living the dream.
yeah, keep living the dream, guys. And we'll talk to you soon.